Today is his biggest match later on in the day, Tin2 against CRCC. So we're going to see if they're both still undefeated when we get there, who the top dog really is.
That's going to be an interesting match, and Will and I were both talking before, and they were asking us
with bats, because bats are an unloggable defensive card. I think the biggest thing you'll see with these players is options of players taking zap instead of log. If bats come up, we'll talk about it a little more, but bats are an incredibly powerful card. They might just seem like, they're 2 elixir, they're like skeletons, who cares? There are a lot of situations where bats can be a complete game changer in a matchup. We'll see how often we see them. So far, just from the 2 cards we've seen, we might be seeing that Night Witch, 3 Musketeers Battle
There's
Ram
a Battle
deck.
Ram coming out on the left-hand side behind that Ice Golem. Bandit's going to get cleaned up on the right. Miner's going to come in as well.
Ooh.
So maybe Tin2's not playing 3 Musketeers. He's got Archers as well. It could be a toss-up of anything, really.
The Ice Golem, Battle Ram, Bandit sort of combinations have become very popular recently. All sorts of decks and various and assorted archetypes have been putting that little package of aggressive cards in there and done very well. Tombstone is a sleeper we might see a lot more of this week because how well it counters Bandit and Battle Ram.
Yeah, the Tombstone is a fantastic counter to the Battle Ram because it, well, or not the Battle Ram, and the Battle Ram too. Yeah. But the Bandit, when it dashes on, the Skeletons will pop out and they'll take care of the Bandit, no problem.
Here we go. So far, Lucifer is about 1,000 damage behind. Those early exchanges are a little tough. Players are spending some time trying to get their cycles in order, and it looks like good interception catches the Miner. Miner will not be dealing any damage to that tower.
Yeah, Tin2's trying to keep up the aggressive play with the Miners going in, and Ice Golem's going to come down to tank that Bandit charge while the Archers clean it up. Let's see if Tin2 goes in with the Battle Ram, a defensive poison coming up from Lucifer, but the Battle Ram does come down. Night Witch should clean this up, no problem. No damage onto the tower.
That's a great play by Lucifer. I mean, really predictive defense. He knew that with that Ice Golem Archers, he's like, my opponent's going to put something else with it. So he gets the preemptive poison, catches the Battle Ram, and the damage from the poison prevents it from getting to the tower.
Yeah, it was a great poison play by Lucifer. Like you said, he was ready for it. Miner's going to come in here pretty aggressively. Bandit does not predict the Miner, but it will get the charge off, and the Miner's going to get a couple hundred damage. Nothing too crazy. 5 seconds until double elixir.
If you're a new Miner player or just haven't seen too much Miner in tournaments, there are some very interesting placements. Those 2 squares on the direct right of the tower will draw enemy fire from the opposite tower, but if you get on the corners, the back corner, the front corner won't get shot, and it's really good to put it there because sometimes players don't predict it. They don't expect you to put the Miner on the inside.
Yeah, and a great defensive zap right there from Tin2. The Bandit's going to die, but poison helped cleaned up, and the tower is pretty healthy from Tin2. Poison coming down from Tin2 with the Miner going in as well. Ice Golem does predict the Miner, but the Miner will turn to the tower, and the Poison's going to take care of that Night Witch as well, bringing it down to pretty low health.
Lucifer has moved to more of a split pushing pattern, right? He's got the Ice Golem Witch on the left side, 6 elixir, pretty threatening push if you don't deal with it, while trying to go Battle Ram Bandit on the right, 7 elixir. Splitting his elixir up into both lanes forces your opponent with limited elixir to defend with to, how many cards can I really play for 5 or 6 elixir, and can I defend both lanes with that? Yeah,
Tin2 is doing a fantastic job keeping up the pressure on Lucifer, so he can't really pull off those split lane pushes. Lucifer can't really contest those pushes over there on the right-hand side. Battle Ram's going to be coming in here. Poison's going to come down to support that Tombstone, and the Barbarians will clean up the Bandit, no problem, but Archers will come down, clean that up, and this match is looking very much in favor of Tin2 right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Lucifer even throws out the good game. I think he knows that it's only a matter of time until he's going to go down. But the thing is, actually, Lucifer did a pretty good job. The star of this match so far to me has been the Ice Golem. Ice Golem has blocked Night Witches, Bandits, all sorts of different stuff, and it's made it really hard for a strong push to get through because the Ice Golem absorbs so much of the supporting troops' fire.
Yeah, Tin2 just placed a Tombstone right at the river right there. Miner's going to come in. Lucifer's not going to be able to predict this. Miner's going to get 84. Poison will come down. Tin2 is going to take game number 1. And the sigh of relief coming out as well.
Whew. This is, remember, his first game on the big stage, so it wouldn't shock me if there's a little nerve. Worst.
Hey.
Here comes Tin2. And this is the first time we're going to see Tin2 in studio, giving the fist, giving the boxing pose. I'm liking it.
He's ready to go. He just graduated last week.
Yet seen 2 games so far, no bats.
Yeah, no bats have come out yet. Tin2 used the zap on the Mega Minion on the opposite side to make sure it didn't get a lot of damage because there was an Archer behind it too. So I think that saved Tin2 about 500 damage on that right-hand tower.
We see the Log come out. Log not terribly effective against the Night Witch because, of course, the bats don't get hit. Wow, it was too far back, the Tombstone.
Yeah, I think the Battle Ram was caught up onto the Ice Golem's slow, and the Tombstone came down just a little too late, and
a little bit of a 1,000-yard stare by Lucifer. If you were catching his camera, I think he had a little bit of exhaustion, like, oh my God, can you cannot believe this. Like, how did that tombstone miss? He finds himself in a similar situation this game, down by over 1,000 health very early in the match, and basically kind of trying to play defense. He's even down by about 3-4 elixir if you're looking at the elixir bars.
Yeah, and Lucifer probably has no idea that Tin2 has an Inferno Dragon in his deck.
There's no signal for it. The thing is, Inferno Dragon is such a fringe card that it's not like, oh, if I see an elixir pump and then a miner and then a knight or whatever, I go, oh, this might be a Three Musketeers deck. I don't need to see the Three Musketeers to know it. There is no deck that runs Inferno Dragon so often that you'd be able to predict where it is. Oh no, the Battle Ram got through again!
The Battle Ram is gonna, it just barely missed the tower. The Mega Minion was able to clean it up just in time, and the Bats will come in and help clean up.
Bats may not be played, but they are still showing up in this match.
Yeah, that Night Witch is just spawning those bats like crazy. Battle Ram coming down the opposite lane, so is the Bandit. Tombstone will stop that, no problem. Battle Ram's gonna connect. Poison's gonna come down, and Tin2's getting his chip damage on the left-hand side to close out the game.
You see exactly what we're talking about with the Ice Golem. That Bandit may not get to charge. It didn't get to charge. Just simply because the Ice Golem bought time, and the Tombstone was able to clean up the Battle Ram, got there. Great Poison, hitting the Inferno.
Skeleton activates the King Tower!
Oh no, that really hurts your graveyard plans.
Yeah, and that Ice Golem on the left-hand side will take that within log, zap range.
Yep.
Tin2 has zap, not log.
Let's see if we see another Tombstone out. Well, one Graveyard. I mean, one of the advantages of this deck is how quickly it can cycle back to Graveyard. If you focus on your cycle, you've got a 8 elixir cycle between Graveyards if you really want to. So it's easy to keep the pressure on, but Tin2 just played exceptional defense, sweeps Lucifer in 2 games.
Yeah, he made that last play really safe. He played the defensive poison. He knew the zap was going to take out the tower, so he's like, I don't need to poison it, so I'll use poison on defense and make sure Lucifer gets no more damage. I don't want any chance of this game going into an overtime.
Total straight-faced, stoic look there by Tin2. For those of you who haven't got to see Tin2, it's his first time in the studio. Yeah. He's got a lot of personality. I mean, he is a very funny guy, good sarcastic sense of humor. Hope
could see CMC and Oxalate coming up. And here's the replay of Tin2's push where the Tombstone is going to be coming down just a little too late. You see the Battle Ram get slowed by the Ice Golem, and it doesn't go over to the Tombstone, and the Battle Ram just connects, and that's when Lucifer was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I think the Tombstone was just a little bit far back, and the Ice Golem slow kind of made it like make the Battle Ram take the correct.
For those of you that don't recognize that voice, we have here the legend himself, the undefeated Tin2 with us. How's it going, man? Thank you for joining us here.
It's going great, man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So you are right now pretty much of all regions, you're the guy. You are undefeated. You have the highest win score right now. You know, coming into a tournament like this, was there a certain mentality you adopted just to know, like, I have to perform?
Not really. I know. I'm just trying to, keep it casual as a game,
Keep it casual.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play. Hopefully I win. But
hopefully you win 15,000.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know.
What do you think you're doing that sets you apart from the rest of these guys? Why are you unbeatable?
I feel like I'm just not like super stressed out or anything. I'm just like, just chilling.
Yeah, I mean, you came and sat down on the couch. It was just kind of like,
I'm just trying to play,
this
man.
all the time. Now, I have a question for you. So for our players at home that want to get kind of at your level, when you're going into these matches, how do you choose your decks? Because you've used a variety in this tournament.
Yeah, I try to mix it up a little bit, because I've tried to, get used to different decks. Like, I think I've played like 6 different types of decks recently. So the idea is to practice, and so they don't know what you're going to play, so you surprise them, hopefully. Yeah, so I don't want to like run the same deck over and over again. Like first week I ran Expo, people thought I was going to run
and everyone wants to know where it is now.
Yeah, I know, it's gone. Yeah, see, my Expo is gone. I can't even find it anymore, Maybe I'll play it next game, who knows, That's the good thing.
That's funny.
Very cool.
I want to, so in your interview before you ever showed up for this, you said that you bought an $80 sword for $2,000. Did you sell it for $2,000?
No.
How do you know it's worth $2,000?
Oh, it's one of those Navy swords. So those are really expensive. Because one of my friends had to buy one, and they bought it for the full price. I just had one to like swing around.
And you're like, check it out, I got mine for $80.
Mine's $80.
Yeah.
So feel free to not answer this question, but I'm curious. You play a lot of decks, but do you have a favorite? And if you don't want to announce that to the world, you don't have to. But
my favorite's still probably Expo. I play it on ladder, but I don't want to be a one-deck player,
you made a friend out of Will over there. That's all he plays. He loves Expo.
You like Expo?
Yeah, it's my favorite card. All 5 of my decks actually have
it's a great card because, defend on the other side. Doesn't matter what level your opponent is.
Yeah.
Would you say Expo is your favorite card?
Yeah, Expo is probably my favorite card, yeah.
Very cool, very cool.
Do you find it more difficult to pull out at top play like this because people just run decks to punishment, or they just know how to punish it?
Yeah, like for example, like Oscillate had Giant, so that would have been a really tough matchup for me, you know, so I didn't want to get countered, so I'll play something that's harder to counter.
Yeah.
So I usually go for like the cheaper decks here.
That's fair.
Now, also, in your interview that he's talking about, you had said that you worked as an intern at a computer company. Was that in Vietnam or for a Vietnamese company?
That was in Vietnam. I traveled there for the
way.
summer. You know, I did some community service. I did an internship. I traveled a little bit.
Cool. And how old are you?
I'm 18. I just look young.
Oh.
He was so quick with that answer.
You probably get to ask that a lot.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Nice. Well, I mean, how'd it go? Was that the whole summer?
Yeah, I spent like a month and a half there. I did my internship for like a month, and then I did some community service. I taught some of kids in like my town some English, stuff like that. I mean, it was a pretty nice summer.
Very
Right
cool.
on.
All right, well, seriously, Tin2, thank you so much, and good luck with the rest of your matches today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'd love to chat with you more, but I'm sure we could just sit here for hours and the broadcast would never end.
Yeah.
But anyway, 2 matches in, 8 left to go. These players still have a lot of room to solidify themselves, but remember, this is the final week. By the end of today, we will know exactly who sits where on this ladder. Right now, Unstoppable is looking really in a tight spot. He's 0-4. He still has 3 games left, so he can potentially pull himself out. And Oxalate posturing himself to potentially be top 2. And remember, these players are playing for a $1 million prize pool. There's so much on the line for these guys, and they have to understand what their potential could be.
I'm kind of sad. Unstoppable, losing that game.
Yeah.
Unstoppable, super stoppable.
He's very, very stoppable.
Gosh, look at that. First place is $15,000.
Yeah, there's so much money on the line. At least Unstoppable is.
Round robin was for the 15,000, so I was like, yes.
You like
No.
that?
I already got 15,000.
And for those of you that don't recognize that voice, we have here the legend himself, the undefeated Tin2.